Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT News. More drama on the menu today with NRG FNS coming at babyJ and stating that the way he currently goes about his career, he's never going to get back into the franchise league. babyJ disagrees though and reckons there is at least 3 teams in North America that he could feasibly get onto over the coming months. Very much enjoy your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that one. Plenty to dive into today. This is a pretty crazy highlight from the VCT NA season of 2022. Now, this a key point to note. So, VALORANT League East was confirmed yesterday that they conquered the world. So, Ascend Club are going to be returning. We did wonder, of course, because look, the 2021 world champions of the VCT, they won back then with cNed and co. They fell off pretty massively at the start of 2022. Then everything went wrong. The team collapsed. All the players have gone their own ways. And now Ascend are kind of coming back to the challenger side. Didn't get partnered right, of course, into the partnership league, but they're still sticking around in VALORANT, understandably so, with an organization of that tenure. So they're competing in one of the VLR leagues, right? The VCT Challengers East, the Surge Cup, or whatever they're kind of calling it, which is a way through challenges into potentially Ascension and beyond. Now, they've got the different VLRs or VRLs around the world, right? The regional leagues. Always get confused between those two. So, Ascend officially are competing there. Now, another player, very notable player indeed, that's going to be competing also in this VRL Surge League is Benjyfishy. So this guy we talked about a couple of months ago now, from obviously competing in the Fortnite side to being a massive kind of name and content creator. Certainly, look, just in the Fortnite world in general, but also just in the UK kind of YouTuber ecosystem, I'm guessing. And he's been a part of NRG for a long time now. He's got a really cool story behind him. And he announced a few months ago that he's intending to effectively, call Fortnite. His time is done in Fortnite, wants to move on to, maybe a real esport or whatever he sees it as. But he wants to move on to a different esport and is intending, and made that intention clear a few months ago, to go pro in VALORANT. Now, of course, look, NRG have a starting team. He's got basically no experience playing VALORANT at this type of level. So, what are the chances they're just going to, FNS isn't just going to bring this guy in, even though he's looked like he's very talented. And I think we've seen so far some elements of promise maybe within his gameplay in the VALORANT. I don't know, some people have watched him play and thought, yeah, this guy has definitely got what it takes theoretically, but NRG aren't just going to bring this guy in on a whim with like no experience playing VALORANT or even any competitive FPS on this type of a level. Fortnite, I guess, third-person shooter game or whatever that abbreviation means. So, that is the question there for Benjyfishy. Like, they officially confirmed yesterday that he's leaving NRG because he's not going to be able to stay as part of NRG and compete elsewhere. They could, I guess, theoretically have loaned him out to another team, but they decided it's for the best for him to leave NRG and go a different way. So as he says here about, like 4 years ago, under 4 years, I joined NRG, amazing 3.5 years, like obviously going now into a new journey and, thank these guys for supporting me and all this type of stuff. And this is what he's going to be doing. For my future, I'll be playing in the VRL East Surge starting in January under Enterprise with some players that I'm not really too familiar with, but I'm just going to scroll over them if you guys are aware of these players or how good they might potentially be. But, as he talks about NRG and what a great organization they were over the last several years. So a bit surprising because I thought there might be a way here for Benjyfishy to stay part of NRG and then loan him out to another organization, but it seems like that's not really going to be the case, and he's going to be making his own path under a new organization under the VRL East Surge. So definitely a player we'll have to keep our eyes on going forwards, because if he starts showing up good, then given the name value this guy has, conversations will be raised about potentially where he might go next from that team if he delivers on his kind of first few months as a VALORANT semi-professional player, I suppose. Now, let's talk the babyJ drama. babyJ, if you guys aren't familiar with this player, joined 100 Thieves right at the start of this year. Then there was the roster drama they had. They were terrible. They decided, you know what, Eccles, babyJ, thanks for being here for like 3 weeks. Now you're going to go. So anyway, babyJ's been trying to get back into the league, a Sentinel main player, of course, and he was frustrated when Chamber came out, understandably, because Chamber meant that the Sentinel role was really occupied by a player that doesn't really historically play a Sentinel role. Now, Chamber is nerfed again, and babyJ believes that with the new patch update, he is going to be a requirement for certain teams to sign under the Sentinel role. FNS, though, deeply disagrees with his kind of, mindset in terms of making this happen back into the league, and there's arguments on either side. So this happened on the 18th of January, right, as he says, today was a dream come true, thanks to all the guys that made this today special. 22 is our year, can't wait to collect some W's, and then about 1 month later, they made the difficult decision and dropped both of these guys on their necks right again. So yeah, it was a really tough few weeks for them, and then babyJ babyyj has been trying to, struggling to get back into the Pro League ever since then. Now, FNS gives his thoughts on this. A year or so ago, he was giving babyyj the best of luck, but now he actually comments on this last night on stream and says, look, babyyj, the way he's going about this, playing only very few agents, the Killjoys, the Cypher, just trying to be that main Sentinel, like, that's not going to be enough. Teams don't care enough about that. They needed to be more versatile on that, especially when we don't know what the meta really is going to be after this new update, right? We don't know how many of certain roles are going to be there, like how flexible the players need to be. That was one of the key things that 100 Thieves have as part of their arsenal, is a very flexible team composition potentially. FNS believes the way that babyyj is going about it is not for the best for him, and then babyyj says that actually he reckons no problem at all. He's easily good enough to get back into the league. He's very confident in his abilities, as you can tell from this clip, and stating that, you know what, NRG and Cloud9, they probably don't need a replacement, but any of Sentinels, potentially Evil Geniuses, and or 100 Thieves might need babyyj to come back into their rosters.
Here's my issue with people like babyyj, alright? This is why I talk this guy on Twitch or on stream. I have no problem with him, but he will never be picked up playing the same agents over and over again, but I also don't think he's playing ranked to try to get picked up. But he's delusional if he honestly thinks that he'll get a team by playing Cypher Killjoy all day, because you can only play 2 agents. It's pretty bad. That's why I say I don't understand why he only plays 2 agents. 1 agent, I guess, now. He's wasting his own time, but it's not my time, so I don't care. Why, though? Why perfect an agent when you're never going to get picked up for that agent? Like, play other... Learn other things. Why play one guy only? Think about it.
A lot of these franchise teams, if they start losing, they're gonna change for a Sentinel player, or they're gonna change their team comp around and get a Sentinel player, right? And so he's just wondering, like, yo, like, after this patch, like, you think you're gonna get on a franchise team or what? I don't pray on anyone's downfall. I don't want to go for anyone's specific spot. I was just trying to kind of say, like, C9 and NRG, they're the only teams that won't need a Sentinel. There are other teams that can put good players on the Sentinel role, but I think there are a few that will need me if they start losing. But yeah, we're basically just talking about what we think is going to happen if franchise teams that aren't NRG or C9 start losing, if they would pick me up. And my honest thoughts is, like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you trial me, right? I don't expect to get signed. I expect to still prove myself.
What do you guys think about this, right? Kind of spicy, and it adds on to some more spicy stuff that happened with babyyj a couple of months ago now that I'll look at in a second here. Now look, in fairness, babyyj did win a week or a couple of weeks ago now the Little Bro Cup, right? With Sabrosa, Som, Marved, it's Timmy, and babyyj that did win this event, and as he says, in case you guys forgot, I still got it. So he's obviously a talented player, but whether he is exactly what teams need right now in the franchise league, because I'm not exactly sure what his plan is in tier 2, whether he's really intending to grind it out at all and kind of, well, prove his worth, I guess, for a tier 1 team, or whether he's thinking, you know what, he is a tier 1 level player, so don't even have to bother with that, right? Because Marved, he doesn't have to bother with tier 2, he can just stick around and, say, okay, I'm ready to come back now, and someone will give him an offer. babyyj doesn't really have that luxury, especially because, he's not maybe the most versatile player, especially because we don't know how often Chamber will still need to be used. So, thought some pretty spicy stuff between the two of them, and especially because of this, actually, this was a couple of months ago now, back in September. But yeah, babyyj spoke with Jake Lucky and basically said that he was being gatekept in Valorant, or at least implied that fact that there were certain players that pros in the professional league decide they don't like and therefore decide to prevent getting on pro teams. And this is a phenomenon to a certain extent, but I'm not sure it necessarily applies to babyyj in this case. You guys can have your thoughts in the comments section below. And also this tweet that happened back in November, the Valorant scene is so strange. So many individuals that act as your friend and then take opportunities to speak negatively. So basically just not particularly happy with the state of the scene in general. And then there was this drama back in August, right? So Moose was actually joking around here about babyyj, and I don't believe I ever, maybe I did cover this tweet at the time, but I saved it up just in case it was relevant at some point. And here we go then. So Jovi, the former analyst for kind of coach of 400 Thieves, which I believe maybe he still was at the time. So Moose was joking around here about babyyj, and Jovi says, trust me, you're better off that way. So I guess he had some experience with with babyJ during that 1 month he was on the team earlier in the year, potentially. And even Dasa replies. And then Jovi says this: anyone have a platform that can create an interview so he can go lie on it? He'll comment there. Don't worry. So I think kind of referring to the interview that we saw there with Jake Lucky, where Jovi reckons that he was lying for trying to manipulate his own role back into the league. So tweet your thoughts in the comment section below. There's certain players that fall into the babyJ category of, maybe they've got a bit too much confidence for their own level of ability. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? It's good to be confident, right? But maybe he's not going about it the right way in terms of actually trying to get back into the tier 1 side. FNS seems to agree with that fact, but he reckons, you know what, people will need a Sentinel and they'll come knocking from the tier 1 league once, they start to struggle, right? Targeting every team that isn't Cloud9 and NRG in the North American side. So, I guess Sentinels, Evil Geniuses, and potentially 100T, although I kind of doubt the 100T want to get babyJ back, especially given the success they've had recently, and that there really is no reason, it seems, to actually do that at all. So tweet your thoughts in the comment section below. A couple of things to close out with. Firstly, this from Willminder, the 3rd team for the NA all VCT. Pretty cool to see this. So TeX gets the main operator role. The duelist is Leaf from Cloud9, Dephh also from Cloud9, Derek as the initiator there from the 100 Thieves lineup, and then Valen as, I guess, the IGL here, and also the controller from the roster. So pretty much the 3rd best players, you could argue, in their respective roles for this season. I'd very much enjoy your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.